So who's ready for homemade German chocolate cake? So that's what we're going to be making today, guys. So hang with me and we'll get this show on the road. First thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then what I do before I ever start making the cake is I go ahead and make the coconut pecan frosting, because you do it over the stove and then you want it to cool before you put it on your cake, and so it just works out best. So let's head over to the stove and get that going. And so now we are ready for our pecan coconut frosting. So first thing you need to do is separate 4 eggs and put the yolk inside and give it a good stir. Let's get it mixed together really good. Okay, then you are going to add 1 can of evaporated milk to that. So let's pour that in. Get that all mixed together. Stir it. Then you're going to add 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. So get that mixed in for some flavoring. Then the next thing is, once you get that mixed really well, let's add our sugar. So this is 1½ cup of sugar. Put that in and get that stirred. And then 1½ sticks of butter. Let's get that in. So once you get that in there, guys, let's turn the oven on. I guess I should have done that first. Put it on about medium heat. We're going to stir it for a while till we get that butter melted, and then we're going to let it cook for about 12 minutes. And so we finally reached a golden brown, and I went ahead and stirred in the coconut, 4 cups of coconut and 1½ cups of chopped pecans. Got them all stirred together, and then I'm just going to let this sit and cool while I get busy on the cake. And so we are now ready to make our cake. So the first thing we're going to do is take our baking spray with flour, and we're going to spray a 9-inch cake pan, coat it really good. I've got 3 of them. So sprayed. You don't want anything sticking. Okay, we're just going to set those aside. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to start making the cake. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to dump 2 sticks of butter. A little help here. There we go. Into our KitchenAid mixer. I don't know what we did before we had KitchenAid. They are a lifesaver. Absolutely love it. Okay, so we're going to put that down, lock it in, and let's get this blended. We want it to get to where it's really, really creamy, and I like to add all of my ingredients one at a time so that it mixes well instead of just dumping it all in there. So let's speed it up a little bit and get it blended. Here we go. That looks a lot better. Add 2 cups of sugar. Just going to pour the whole thing in. And we're going to mix a little bit more. Woo! Speed it up. And then, once that's good and creamy, and it takes it a little bit. Like I said, that's a lot of butter. In fact, this is homemade with love and butter. So what more can you say there? Okay, we got that good and blended. Okay. So it's going to look something similar to that. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our egg yolks. And you take 4 eggs and you actually separate it because you're going to use the egg whites later. But right now, we're just worrying about the egg yolks. So we're going to dump one of those babies in. And it's very important that you do it one at a time. Like I said, things need to be done I guess, correctly. I used to be really bad at just kind of dumping everything together, and it does make a difference because you want it to turn out right. So we're going to do one egg at a time and blend it. Then we're going to go in and put another one. There it goes. And I've got lots of eggs, guys. I've got chickens that are laying eggs daily, and so it's not unusual for us to come in with 2 dozen eggs every day. And there's just nothing better than fresh eggs. Okay, let's do the other one. Get it mixed. And then our last egg. Let's just get it in there. Okay, let's get it blended. And while that's going, you can go ahead and add your vanilla. It's a teaspoon of vanilla, and it just gives it a good flavor. And we'll let that mix a while and speed it up a little bit. Turn it off and lift it up. So this is what it's going to look like right now at this point. As you can see, it has a pretty yellow look, but that's not going to last because we're fixing to add the German chocolate. And for those of you that are chocoholics like I am, this cake is wonderful. Okay, let me get all of that in there because we don't want to leave any chocolate left in the bowl. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so let's get that blended. Oh yeah, it's getting chocolatey looking. Oh, yum, yum, yum. I could actually just eat that. I know that's not good for you, but hey, it's good. Down in there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now we are at this stage, and it looks so good. Let's get it, all this good stuff back in the bowl before we add our dry ingredients. So now it's time to mix our dry ingredients. So we're going to take 2 cups of flour, pour it into your bowl, and then you're going to take a teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and put it together, and then just pour it into your bowl and then mix it. Get it mixed really good. Okay. Then you're going to take a cup of buttermilk. So if you don't have buttermilk, what you can do is you can use a cup of milk and put 2 tablespoons of vinegar in it and then mix it, and it works just as well. I'm telling you, there's no difference. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour a little bit of the milk into our chocolate mixture. And we're going to alternate it with the dry ingredients. You don't want to dump it all in at one time. Like I said earlier, it does make a big difference. Pour a little bit of that. And yes, it may take a little bit of time, but it's worth it. And one more. There we go. So now let's get this all mixed together. And while it's mixing, let's get ready for our egg whites. I want to do that next. And so now we are ready to add our 4 egg whites. So what you're going to do is you're going to beat your egg whites, it's a couple of minutes or so until you get a firm peak. And then they're ready to go into your cake batter. So we're just going to pour this in, get it in there. Now this is a crucial part right here. You do not want to stir. You want to fold in your egg whites. And you want to go slow. You just want to gently fold them in. I made the mistake once just by, I guess I was in a hurry and I just kind of stirred it really fast, and it didn't, the cakes did not rise like they were supposed to. So this is a very important part. So once you get that folded in, and it takes it just a few minutes. There we go. Your next step is putting them into your pre-greased 9-inch cake pan. Okay, so now we've got our batter poured into our cake pans, and so they're going to go into our preheated oven, 350 degrees. Let's get these babies in here. That one there, this one here. And they are going to cook for 30 minutes, and then we'll be back. Oh, they've got to cool first for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so, and then it will be time to add our frosting. As you can see, our German chocolate cake turned out really, really well. I just finished putting the icing on it, and we look forward to sharing Richard's birthday cake, which it is a week late, but at least I made it, with his brother Michael and his wife Lindy. So we'll be eating this tomorrow. And by the way, guys, you need to check out their YouTube channel. It's called Hyde's Overland Adventures, and it's full of fun and exciting things. So be sure to check that out. And if you are wanting the recipe to this cake, then please click below the subscribe button and I will see that you get it. Otherwise, guys, I will be seeing you next week with another secret recipes from Susie's Secret Recipes. Happy trails.